So I wanted to come on here and talk about some books, being that I am currently a librarian, some books that would help you in your retirement mindset. Before I really started thinking about having a date or at least an age that I would likely retire, I wanted to read up and see what was out there. And I found two really good books. Now, there are more, and there are websites. A lot of financial planners recommend a website called Bolden. I will say I did subscribe to the website, and I do really like it. I like its projections, and it really makes me feel comfortable. It takes some of the anxiety out. But there is nothing like a good book. Okay, so two books that I have here. One is by Fritz Gilbert, who I believe may have even started that Bolden website. I'm not sure, but it's Keys to a Successful Retirement. And as you can tell, I have been having some fun with this. So, for example, this first tip: invest as much time as possible into planning for your retirement. Now, some of us can't. Something will happen and we will have to retire right away. But if you can invest as much time as possible in planning your retirement. Now, here's another tip: spend time thinking about non-financial ingredients of your retirement. In time, you'll find them more valuable than money. If you talk to anybody who's retired within the first 3 years, they really talk about things that are not financial related, having the right mindset. Tips on here on downsizing. So, anyways, there's essential basics in here. Handling tough times if things don't go the way that you want them. I really do like it. He has a number of personal challenges in here, and he has a whole section on key takeaways at each chapter. And I think it's really important that you read through material like this to understand what some of the real financial implications are for your retirement, and trying to make sure that you are all set with that. I like the back, key takeaways from the entire book. It's like Cliff Notes, so if you want to go, just go get the back of the book. But anyways, I'll put a link in Amazon if you're interested. The next one is by Christine Benz, and Christine is or was, because this is a slightly older book, a retirement planner for Morningstar and a senior columnist for Morningstar. I love this book because of the format that she used. Now, she admits she is not a retirement expert. So what does she do? She gives you chapter after chapter, interview after interview of people who are experts planning retirement. The format was brilliant. It was a conversation with different people. It was interviews. So Michael Fink says to visualize your in retirement lifestyle. Laura Karstensen talks about nurturing your relationships and how important it is pre-retirement to maintain and build those relationships. How to get the most out of Social Security. So there's specific things. Create a spending plan. Know what your retirement income style will be. This is a good one. How to allocate your retirement portfolio. So if you have a retirement portfolio, like if you have a 401k, this was William Bernstein. What he was saying is that, it doesn't stay static. Once you retire, that it's not locked in stone. So you have to maintain that asset. And I know it sounds really stupid, but that was not something I had really even thought about. It was like, I hit the date, it's locked. I never have to look at the 401k again. It's like, no, I do. I might want to move and shift some things around, know what's going on. Making smart choices about housing. Housing keeps coming up. Focus on what you can control. There's a whole chapter by Jean Chartsky on what women need to do differently, because if you're married, especially, you will likely outlive your husband. So your retirement's going to look different. If you're a single woman, if you're single in general, your retirement is going to look different as well. And then the last chapter is about, how to leave no regrets, how to how to have the best retirement possible. So I really like this. It's an easy read. She does the same thing or similar to Gilbert, where he does the key takeaways at the end of each chapter. She does also my takeaways. Again, that's a nice like cliff notes at the end. Now, chock full of related resources at the end of each chapter. I mean, she has done her due diligence here. Like if she interviewed somebody and they had a website, you've got the URL for the website at the end of the chapter. If they've written articles, if they have books out there, if they have, some sort of online product, she's got a link to it. It's all there. So these two books I think are really great. Again, I'll put the Amazon link because that's where I got them from. I mean, these are books that you can get used. I mean, there's no problem with getting something like that used. I just feel like it's important as we get closer to having an actual age or even a date. Some of us might even have an actual date that we really start doing our research, our homework, reading, planning, thinking about it. It's the reason I went to the financial planner. If I hadn't read her book, I would have never thought a financial planner was for me. I would have never thought that there was an option to, get like a first pass suggestion from a financial planner that was financially reasonable for me to have. I thought I'd have to pay thousands of dollars to have someone manage the whole tiny little portfolio I have. And from what I understand, that's not necessarily the case. So there'll be more to come on the financial planner that I went to see. But yeah, another thing with the book by Fritz Gilbert, this one, there's a lot in here about your mentality and making sure that you're mentally ready to retire, that you have everything that you need to be socially, emotionally ready and regulated for retirement. So this was just a quick little review of two books that I think are really important to help you as you start thinking about retirement. They're really not, they're not huge reads. I mean, they're not that bad. I mean, big font, okay? Big font in these and good spacing. So, and in both of them, give them as stories. So they're very entertaining to read in general. So I hope you find them interesting. All right. Well, that's all I have. So this is where we're at, trying to read more and understand what we need to do to make retirement the most productive, peaceful, successful retirement. All right. Well, thank you for listening and have a great rest of your day.